Friday night live to you. Welcome and thank you for joining me. My name is Sharon Rodgers and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Wells, Maine. And I just came back from vacation in Florida. Hi, Reba. I probably flew over you. I'm not sure, but I had a good time in Florida. The weather was gorgeous. It was just a nice time to get away. It was not relaxing because we went to Disney, and so I logged close to 10 miles every day for 4 days. Nope, 5 days. And so I'm tired. I've got a bit of a reaction to the sun, so I've got some hives going on right here, which happens the first time I go out in the real sun following winter. So I don't know if anybody else ever experiences that, but it's so itchy and such a pain. Anyway, a little Benadryl, a little anti-itch stuff, and hopefully I'm good to go. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I have a very quick and simple fun fold for you. And I decided to do a fun fold before I went away because I knew that, I'd still be tired and trying to catch up when I got back. So let's jump into things. I'm going to turn you around. So if you get motion sick, close your eyes for just a second. So we're going to be using the Simply Elegant Specialty Designer Series paper. Our last chance list just came out, and as always, there's a good chunk of, I think all of it is going away, all the designer series paper, because they always make room for new stuff. So if there's something that you like, you need to get on it and get it now. But what I have is, I got to turn down my iPad. I found out how to get it on. There we go. Let's see. All right. Now we're good, and I can see the comments. So hi to everybody that's popped on. But this Simply Elegant paper is really elegant. So this is my favorite sheet of all. It's got a kind of a coppery and a silvery on a gray background and gold in there. It's just really, really pretty. And on the back is this black, and I don't call that white. I think that's more vanilla. The back of the card, the piece that comes in it, says that it's got both very vanilla and whisper white in it. So, and it's basic gray and basic black. And you can see that this one is more silver and gold. And on the other side, this is the other one that I love. There's no metallic in it, but this is such a pretty print to me. Let's see. And so then we've got this one. Kind of reminds me of drapes I might see in a fancy ballroom. And then we're going to use this print tonight too. That's more of the same stuff. And then we've got this intricate design, something that you might see maybe in a ceiling tile. Pretty. And then this is just some, pretty plain, basic gray and white. And here's another gold one. And on the back side is some more ornate designs. I think that's most of them. Let me see. Did I forget any? Oh, I don't think I talked about this one yet. There's this one. This is kind of pretty too. It's got the gold and the basic gray. And on the other side, it's got kind of a vanilla-y and the basic gray design as well. So really, really pretty paper. But this fun fold is going to be pretty quick and easy. My customer appreciation class this month, which I'm really far behind on, but for people that have placed an order of $30 or more this month, I'm going to be sending them a free tutorial. The class is on fun folds, and so I'm going to be sharing some other fun folds, not tonight's there, but just some different ones. So for this fun fold, and I don't have the card that I posted to show you at the top because I gave it to my sister for her birthday, and not thinking, I knew I was going to be using this, so I'm not sure why I gave it away before I used it, but probably because her birthday came up. Needed to do that. So anyway, we're going to start with a piece of smoky slate, and I'm going to cut this the long way at 4 1/4. All these measurements are going to be on my blog at stamperhood.com. They're actually going to appear at 8 o'clock, and I will have the video up as soon as I edit it, but everything else will be there. And then I'm going to cut at 5 1/4. So this is the size of a normal card base, except for it's just a base, it's not a card. Now this other piece that we have here, we're going to cut that down to 9 3/4. So it's already 4 1/4, and we want to cut it down to 9 3/4. And from here, you're going to use the scoring blade, and you're going to score it at 3 1/4. And 6 1/2. Let's see, it looks like I'm kind of almost out of the shot, so let me move that a little bit. So the weather in Florida was very nice. It was very warm. The first day was almost 90, so that was kind of a little too warm. But right now, you can see that I've got this scored in 3s. And I'm going to take my bone folder and I'm going to make a Z fold. So I'm going to fold one way, and then I'm going to fold back the other way. So a Z fold, accordion fold, whatever you want to call it. So that's what I have. Now for your designer series paper, you're going to need one piece that's going to fill up a lot of this. So I wanted 1/4 inch in both dimensions off from that first one. So this base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to make this 4, which it's already 4, which is great, by 5 1/4. And I can keep this scrap for decoration or something else. I'm going to adhere this to my card base. So I could have used a basic gray, but I wanted a little bit more contrast. I could have used black as well, but I didn't want it to be too dark. So I'm going to go with this one. And I was going to use my tape runner, but I think I ran out of it and didn't replenish it. So we're just going to go ahead and use a little bit of the liquid glue. Get some of those corners. And it's just really a very, very light touch. You don't want much at all. You don't need much at all. So there. That's what I've got. Now I'm going to adhere this Z fold right on top. Now that looks like it's a little bit off. If it's not quite folded, so I'm going to just trim it. I'm just shaving a little bit off over here at the side, just because apparently I didn't cut it exactly the right measurement that I should have. It's close enough, but I'm trying to be a little bit more precise. So I want to attach it just like this. So I'm going to adhere this down. And it's probably better if I close it so I can see the measurements here. Make sure it's centered, which, here we go. That's a little bit better, I think. Looks pretty good. All right, so now it's attached. So here's my fun fold. See how it opens? It pops open like that. I have a piece of basic white that I'm going to put on this inside. And now this was 4 inches. No, this was 4 1/4 inches by 3 1/4. So my white needs to be 1/4 inch less. So I'm going to go 3 by 4. And before I attach that, I should stamp. So then I'm going to make this another birthday card because I need lots of birthday cards. So I'm going to do wishing you every happiness this special day will bring from Peaceful Moments. And I need to figure out which color I'm going to stamp it in. And I thought that this brass kind of looks like cinnamon cider. So I stamped it in cinnamon cider. Just a little bit cheerier than gray or black. Now, if you want to give it to somebody who's turning an age where, you know, they consider themselves old, go ahead with black. They'll probably get the meaning in that. So now I can attach this to the inside. We're getting there. We're almost done, believe it or not. This is such a quick card to make, and it will keep you from hoarding your designer series cardstock. I know I'm not the only one. Let's use that up and let's create some cards. So now on these other two panels, I'm going to use this piece right here, and I need two 3x4" pieces. Now I happen to know that I had cut this at 4 inches the other direction. I was using it for some other project. So now I just need two 3-inch pieces. And I think it was 4x6. So yep, so that's good. One cut did it. I'm going to adhere this to each of those panels now. And there isn't actually a right side and a wrong side because the stems kind of go in different directions. So just pick the one you like the best. So there we have that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other one. Now after I get done this card, I actually have another card, another variation of this using completely different paper and adding a couple other pieces. I'll show you in a little bit because we'll have plenty of time. Ooh, let's see. So there we go. Oh, I smudged. Gotta get my sand eraser out. I must have had something on my fingers when I was smoothing things down. All right, good. All right, so now I need to put something on the front of this, and this is so pretty that I didn't really want to put a whole nother layer on there. So I just decided I'm gonna just put a sentiment on there. So I went back to my peaceful moments and grabbed the happy birthday. I'm rubbing my hands on my jeans to make sure I've got the ink off them. I'm going to stamp my happy birthday. And then I'm going to take my double oval punch and I'm going to use the scalloped piece here and put this, line this up inside. Ooh, this barely fits. It's hard for me to center it. I should have used a bigger piece. Ooh, see it slide? Come on, behave. There we go. So now let's go ahead and take a couple of dimensionals. I don't have a couple of dimensionals. I just got done doing my paper pumpkin kit from March. So let me go ahead and just use up the sides of that. And there we go. I think one more thing to do, just to jazz it up a bit, I just wanted to take one of these champagne rhinestones. These are so pretty. They match this paper perfectly too. I'm going to take one of these rhinestones, pick it up, and we're just gonna put one there. And that is the card. So pretty simple. And it's great use of cardstock. You're not using a ton of cardstock. It's a great use of the DSP. You've got two pieces showing here. So as long as they coordinate, which they do when they come in that pack, you're all set. So that's one of these cards. Now let me show you the other one that I wanted to make. So the other one uses the temporary paper that we have. Oh, I got a sticker on there for something. This is the Waves of the Ocean 12x12, and this is only while supplies last. or until the end of this current catalog, which is, about May 1st. So if you like it, you want to get it. It has a bunch of, this comes from poured paint, but it mimics beach. Like this is a beach scene with various colors of water and maybe sand. So you've got a bunch of different pieces in here. You've got the yellow and the blue if you want to make something with Ukraine in mind. Just got some really pretty color combinations. This is a pretty color combination. In fact, oh, this isn't the one I used, but isn't it pretty, all of it? Okay, so I used this sheet and I cut a 4-inch piece out. And I decided that I was going to go with a base of Coastal Cabana. So again, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this sheet that I have here used to look like, maybe like this. Okay, so that was the 4-inch strip. And then I cut this at 5 1/4, and then I cut 2 that were 3 inches, and so then I have a little scrap left over somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. It's hiding somewhere, probably in here. I don't know where it is. I should have kept track of it because I could have used it for the inside. Oh well. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing again. Let's go ahead and just put a thin layer of glue down. And I think I'm gonna go with the dark on the bottom. And this is gonna get lightened because I'm gonna put a lot more on it. So now I have my Z-folded Coastal Cabana card. So this is like a mini card. And I want to attach that down as we did before. I'm cheating with this card a little bit. I've got things prepped in advance. So let's go ahead and put this on the front, centering it as best I can. There we go. See, just the addition of this card already makes this this layer back here seem not so gloomy. Let's see, we will be, oh, I did it upside down. Oh, well, I guess I get to turn it around now. Ah, look, no mistakes. All right, so we have the lighter color at the bottom. We're gonna have to attach these pieces, and it doesn't matter which one goes where, so you might want to just, well, what do they look like when they're opened up? Do I want that? Do I want this? I think I like it like this. So we'll just put a little piece here. Now, if you're making comments, I do go back and read them later, but it's very hard for me to read them while my Facebook Live is going on, especially since my iPad keeps, it keeps taking them off. So I'm not trying to ignore you. Well, I guess I am trying to ignore you because I'm concentrating on making this work. So I've got these pieces right here. And I know I wanna stamp a greeting. I'm gonna use the same greeting because, as I mentioned, I always need birthday cards. I send them out for people at church where I work. So we need to figure out which color we want to use. I'm gonna go ahead and use, I think, Pacific Point. It's not the darkest blue that's in here. It's not the lightest blue that's in here. It's a nice happy medium. Bright and cheerful. So we have that, and we can go ahead and put some glue on the back of that. So there we go. Now you could do something on this middle panel, but you really don't need to. Now this front panel, I don't think this front panel is a great panel to have just a greeting on. It's nothing special. It just doesn't have enough going on for me. I mean, it's pretty, but it's not, like, there's no image. So I decided I was going to create an image, and I used, let's see, which one do I like better? Okay. So I actually cut out from the stamp set that goes with this. So with the Waves of Inspiration stamp set that is new, it's going to be in the next catalog as well. So this is going to be a bundle in the next catalog. Right now it's a suite that's being offered, but it's a bundle price. But you can also get this paper and these rhinestone waves basic jewels that go along with it. That's part of the suite. The jewels and the paper are while supplies last or until May 1st. So get them while you can. And so I thought I'm going to pull this guy out. And I need a couple of other layers. And so I just cut this. Let's see, I did write down the measurements here. The measurements, you can make it whatever you want to. Notice that the borders are not uniform on any of this, just from left to right. These two are uniform and those two are uniform, but they're not all together. This is different than that. So I made these layers the same way. So this is 2.5 by 3 inches, and this is 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So let's go ahead and stamp the happy birthday on that. And what I'm going to be doing is I will be, yeah, I know, right here. I'm going to be adding this guy, if I can pick him up, come on, over off to the side with dimensionals. So I have plenty of room right there for my greeting. Let's go ahead and just put my greeting on there. Almost stamped it upside down. That would not be good. Oh, look, I thought for sure it was going to be crooked, but it wasn't. So now we will just go ahead and adhere all this together. So center that, get nice and straight. I'm going to add a little more here. We'll put this on right here. And then I'm going to take my focal piece and I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals. Might as well use this long piece right here. These edges are great for that. And I think I need another little piece just at the top, just to make sure his head is stable. We'll take off the backing. Oop, I didn't mean to put him down there yet. And then you need to decide, like, I think I wanted him to kind of come off the page a little bit. You could certainly move him over here if you wanted to. Yeah, I guess that's okay too. Let's do that. Another thing you could do is you could wrap some twine, some linen thread around here. As you can see probably that there is thread in the design. It's pretty hard to see because it blends in with the wood. And I think maybe we need, let's put a little bling in there, huh? Why not? So let's see, we've got, which colors do we want to use? Because there's lots of colors in here that go nicely. We can mix them up. Let's mix them up. So maybe we do that one. And this one. And one more, one of these lighter blue ones up here maybe. Something like that. And so there you have another fun fold card. Let's just pop that in the mail. Now, if you want to decorate the envelopes, you know you have, if I knew where my strip was that I cut off, I could do it for you. Well, I have this one. I could just take an envelope. Let me find my envelopes. I don't even know where my envelopes are. Still getting used to my craft room. Studio, sorry. So you could cut this down and offset it a little bit. I would make this a lot thinner. I don't want to use this side. I want to use the pretty side, so I'll have to just go and find my scrap for that too. But don't leave it blank. You could also, for this one, you could take this guy and we could just stamp him in, say, crumb cake. I don't usually like to stamp with something on the other side because I can't see through, but this one's not too bad. So there we have him on the card. We kind of match. And there we go. So thank you for joining me. Have a great Friday night and Saturday and Sunday. Go stamp something.